Welcome and good morning. Thanks for coming back to Mike Ferry TV. We're doing something a little different in 2015. You can see that by having a person next to me with us on the show today. I'm going to start doing something that I like to do a lot and which is a lot of fun for me, which is introducing you and talking for 10, 15 minutes to really good agents that we have lured into the office so we can interview them for Mike Ferry TV. So today, from the city of Las Vegas, from Realty Executives, Mr. Randy Milmeister. Randy, first of all, thanks for being here.
Well, I'm glad to be here, Mike.
Have you ever watched Mike Ferry TV? I guess I should ask that first.
I have watched every episode of Mike Ferry TV for the last 4 years.
Thank you. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. We now have, I think we're at 1,100,000 viewers of this little show. So thank you for being a viewer and thanks for participating.
You're welcome.
These folks that watch know that no matter what happens with Mike Ferry, it always comes back to prospecting because, as you've heard me say and you've heard me say, every production and income problem can be solved if you're willing to prospect. And today, the problem we have is there's virtually 100 ways to prospect. At the retreat last year, you were there.
Yes.
I introduced 64 methods of prospecting. The reason I asked Randy to come today is because he's really good at prospecting A and B. He's really good at one particular type of prospecting. So you're going to do about 50 deals this year.
I will.
And 85% of them will come from listings sold.
Correct.
So you're working hard to become a great listing agent.
The best.
The best listing agent. What is your primary source of prospecting?
Expired. Phone prospecting.
Phone prospecting, yes.
Calling expired listings, and this year working on for sale by owners.
Okay, so by owners and expires. Now, for most people, Randy, you and I both know that's taboo. I hate them. They're negative. They're nasty. I don't want to talk to them. You don't seem to have that challenge.
Well, I don't know why it would be a challenge. My mindset is that there are people in the community that need a great agent. They need help. They really need help. I have been trained by the best coaching system, and I've read a lot of books on mindset to go and help people. I'm compelled every day to get up, go and find someone that I can help. There are people who need help. Why shouldn't we help them?
We hear all over the country today, and maybe you can help clarify this, that first of all, there's not any expireds because the market's so good. Okay.
I haven't heard that, and okay. I don't know why.
I've heard it right here in town from agents that we coach in Las Vegas. There's no. Do you have the exclusive territory and rights to the expireds?
Well, if someone has that to offer, I would be willing to take it.
Okay.
I have not been that hasn't been explained to me. As far as I know, I could call expired listings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If I was willing to work that much.
Okay.
Maybe I need to work a little more and call all of them. However, there are plenty of expired listings and leads to call, and there's more than enough.
Why do you like them? Because for most agents, they don't want to call their past clients. They hate calling their centers of influence. They don't want to call by owners because they don't want to have to cut their commission. And they hate expires. But yet it's your primary source. Why do you like this source so much?
Well, this source has already proven that they need to sell.
Yep.
They've already signed a listing contract. They're already willing to pay commission, and they need to move. They've already been listed in most cases for 6 months. They need to go. They're ready to go. Why wouldn't I call them? They've already been serviced by, in most cases, a poor agent. Mm-hmm. And if they're upset, they're not upset at me. They're upset for some other reason. It's okay. It's my obligation. Find out that reason, find out where they're going, how I can help them, and get a hold of them as soon as possible.
Do you go to the door and the phone, or do you just like to stay with the phones only?
I call by the phone.
Okay.
If I had the time and energy to go to the door, I would do that. I just don't have the time right now.
Now, you mentioned you also this year are calling for sale by owners.
This year, for about the last 6 months, my coach and I are working on for sale by owners. I've just now, in the last couple of weeks, have started taking for sale by owner listings. I've taken my first couple of for sale by owner listings.
The standard MO from our client base says you can't take the by owner unless you take it at an enormously reduced commission.
Interesting.
Is that correct?
I don't know. I don't know why
Well, I
someone
mean,
would need to do that.
do you get paid a fair commission on your for sale by owner listings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not walking in and saying, I'll do it for 3.5% if you can get that listing?
I don't know why that would need to be done.
Okay.
If a for sale by owner is motivated, needs to sell the property, then our job is to get the most money for the property.
Sure.
I don't know why commission would have anything to do with that.
See, the truth is commission has nothing to do with it. That's the key point. Okay. The expired is generally going to have a pricing problem.
Yes.
Do you find that to be the case, or do you find that to be the case most of the time?
It is the case on many occasions, yes.
So either the agent didn't help them understand the real true value, or the seller was stronger than the agent and convinced the agent it should be a higher price. So in most cases, when you list an expired, are you going to reduce the price?
In many cases, that is absolutely correct. Or the seller just wasn't motivated, and in those cases, I'll if I set an appointment, I can cancel that appointment.
Okay, so you call an expired on the phone, and you're strong enough to follow the script to get the appointment. When do you pre-qualify? Do you pre-qualify at the same time, or do you call back to pre-qualify?
It's about 50-50. If I have the time to pre-qualify them at the same time that we're on the phone, then I will pre-qualify. It just depends. I don't necessarily know that I have the right answer for that question. It's about 50% of the time.
You present a very professional image. We talk about that all the time. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. And we talk to you folks about it almost every week. How much does the image and the stature you present help you in the presentation? Or does it?
I think it's critical. I believe that, especially in our community, there are really a lot of great Mike Ferry trained agents in our community.
In Las Vegas, there is a lot of them.
And I'll tell you, when I make it to the next level, it's only going to be when I can compete against some of the great Mike Ferry agents in our community. And I've been beat over the last 6 months, 12 months by some of the great agents out here in our community.
And you've beat some great agents.
It's because they've beat me that compels me to keep training harder, keep working on my skill development. So I apologize. So what's the question?
Well, the question, it's going to be 3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tie a bunch together. First of all, and probably most importantly, you don't have to worry about the commission. You're going to change the price in most cases.
Yeah.
But I guess the real true question that they need to answer is, how does the seller accept the fact that they have to change the price? And that's fine. Go ahead.
Right, and I apologize. You had a question about the image.
Yes.
How important the image was. So the image is critical. When I walk in the door, in most cases, I feel I already have the listing, and compared to most agents, simply by my image, presence, and confidence.
Yes.
Going through the presentation, I feel, in some cases, is almost just a routine and just a practice.
It's just a ritual.
It's just a ritual.
Sure.
Because having the presence, and thank you to you and my coaches, of being a professional.
Yes.
In most cases, most sellers have never experienced anything like a professional agent.
It is interesting.
Compared to maybe 85-90% of the agents that are out there.
Folks, I want you to listen, because what Randy's saying right now, you can overcome a lot of objections because of your appearance, your attire, your confidence, your knowledge before you say anything.
Right. So that ties into the next question of the price.
Yes.
When they know that they're dealing with a professional, and they sit down at a table, and well, you're now dealing with a highly trained professional, and now we're going to talk about everything that I know about the market.
Sure.
What other objections do you have about what the price ought to be if we know that you're motivated to get from here to there?
Sure.
So there usually is not much objection when it comes to the price after those 2 factors.
It's 2 years from now. It's 2017, towards the end of the year. What kind of a year have you had?
That's a great question. And I actually write down what you just asked. I write that down every week. Monday morning, as I begin prospecting, it's 2017. In 2017, I need to be at 80 listings and 80 closed deals.
Good for you.
That's where I need to be.
Good.
So that's the year I'll need to have in 2017.
What is your average sales price?
Right now, for me, it's about 215,000.
Okay.
Our median price right now in Las Vegas is 205,000.
And 2 years ago, it probably was 150.
2 years ago, it was about about 125,000.
Wow. So for all of you, yes, Las Vegas is making a recovery. It was pretty beat up.
Yeah.
You're a land broker in the past.
Yes.
You owned your own company in the past.
I did. That's how when I became a broker, I did.
This crazy market of 2008, 2009, 2010, like so many, broke you in terms of being a broker.
Yep.
And you went back as an agent.
I became a broker of a residential company.
Yes.
Right. And just this last summer, I walked away from the brokerage business to become an agent. It's just 8-9 months ago, my first, venture into being just a full-time residential agent.
Well, good for you. Well, I think as all of you know, there's a lot of sellers, Randy, out there in the Las Vegas market that need your service, that want your service, and thankfully you're providing it. So I want to say thanks for being the first of all the great agents we're going to have on Mike Ferry TV in the future. Thanks for today.
You're welcome.
Look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching. See you next week.